Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Ariadna Hraste, working for CEF Energy at CINEA. Today, I will give you some pointers on how to successfully submit a project proposal. During this presentation, I will show you how to fill in the forms step by step until submission. I will then explain where to find the already published frequently asked questions, both topic-specific and general. And finally, I will remind you about the most important information to make sure that your proposal is submitted correctly. All people involved in the preparation of the proposal should have an EU login account so that they can access the proposal on the EU funding and tenders portal. Additionally, all participating entities should have a participant identification code, PIC, a unique code which is necessary when applying for EU funding. We have included the registration links for both on this slide. If you are unsure whether your entity already has a PIC, you can verify this in the participant register website. If your entity already has a PIC, make sure that the legal entity appointed representatives, also known as LEAR, and contact details are still valid. This will help to speed up the validation process. Once you have verified or created your EU login account and PIC, you can proceed by going to the EU funding and tenders portal, where the call and call-related information are published. I have included the link to the portal in this presentation. You can find the specific call in the Calls for Proposal section by applying the filters shown in the screenshot. When searching, be sure to include the relevant year. In the portal database, the information is given by topics and not by call for proposals. Once you click on a specific call topic, in this case either studies or works, you will find information such as general information, the description of the program and its priorities, objectives, expected outcome and impact of the project, key documents, legislation and forms to be filled out, MGA, and a partner search tool. When you reach the topic page, like the example shown in screenshot number 1, which uses a past topic such as electricity, gas, etc., simply scroll down until you see the section labeled Start Submission, just as screenshot number 2 shows. Click the Start Submission button, and a small pop-up will appear asking you to confirm, as you can see in screenshot number 3. Just click OK, and the system will take you straight to the submission portal. Once in the submission portal, as a first step, you will need to enter your organization's PIC. If you have forgotten your PIC, you can search for it by name. If you do not have a PIC, you will have to register your organization via the participant register website and create one. We have added the link here. You will be asked to state your role in the proposal as either the main contact or a contact person. The main contact has more access rights in the system. You will also need to fill in the acronym and short summary. We have included in this slide 2 examples of acronyms used in other projects and how the final project reference will look like. Afterwards, you can click on the yellow button, Save, and go to the next step. After starting the submission process, you will move forward to creating the proposal. However, before starting, you will receive a pop-up where you will need to confirm access to pre-registration data. Opting out of this is only available for exceptional cases that will need to be justified, as it can otherwise hinder the planning of the evaluation process and the timely processing of proposals. Once the drafting of the proposals has started, you will receive a confirmation email. You will be able to review, edit, and submit your proposal at any time from My Proposals in the Funding and Tenders portal before the deadline. A pop-up will also ask you if you would like to continue with the current submission or go to your proposals. Once you click on Continue with the proposal, you will be presented with the next step in which you will be able to add more contacts and project partners. Please note that partners need a PIC as well. Once you're done, you can click on Save and go to the next step. You will be also able to download the Part B templates here. The next step will provide you with space to fill out the Upload Various Proposal forms. The proposal consists of Part A, which is an administrative form to be filled out online, and Part B, which is the technical part that needs to be downloaded from the system, filled out offline, and uploaded as a PDF into the system. Additionally, you will need to support your proposal with further documents and annexes. The templates are available for download directly on the submission portal. In this slide, you can see the list of documents requested in Part B and annexes for studies. And here is a list for documents requested for works. Section 5 of the call document, which can be found in the Funding and Tenders portal, explains the required documents per sector. In this slide, you can also see an overview of the grouped sectors. If you click on the Edit Forms button in Part A, you will be automatically redirected to the online application form. Here, you will need to fill out the general information about your proposal and participants, encode the summarized budget, and answer some additional questions. Please do not forget to always save and to validate the form. When filling out the general information in Part A, please pay special attention to the structured proposal reference. The correct reference should contain the PCI or PMI number, followed by the country code of the member states and/or associated countries in which the project will be implemented. The reference also contains the year of the call and the project acronym you chose in a previous step. In order for the correct reference to be generated, please open the form, go to section 5 called Other Questions, pick the relevant countries, and click on Save Form. Then go to Table of Contents, click on section 1 called General Information, and save the form again. In parallel to Part A, you can work on Part B. For Part B, you will need to download the Word template from the submission portal, fill it in, and upload it as a PDF to the submission portal. Do not forget to upload the supporting annexes based on the call text. To illustrate this, we've included a screenshot showing Part B and annexes requested for works. Once your proposal is finalized, you can click on the Validate and then Submit buttons. When you validate the proposal, yellow warnings won't block the submission, but it is worth looking at them as they are indicating missing information that could have an impact on the evaluation of your proposal. Until the deadline, you can reopen the proposal even after submission. In case of questions, you can consult over 100 topic-specific Q&As on the Funding and Tenders portal. In case you do not find an answer to your question there, you can contact us via the email address mentioned. For questions of technical nature, we recommend consulting the technical frequently asked questions on the Funding and Tenders portal or contacting the help desk. You can access content-related Q&As directly on the topic webpage under the category Topic Q&As. The technical frequently asked questions, along with the contact information of the technical help desk, can be found on the Funding and Tenders portal under Guidance and Documents. Now, to finalize this session, I would like to indicate some important steps that we recommend you to follow to submit a successful application. First of all, make sure that you submit the proposal well before the deadline and that you do so electronically via the electronic submission system on Funding and Tenders portal. Make sure that all beneficiaries are registered in the participant register before submitting and that the PICs and LEARs are up to date. Furthermore, make sure that you use the application forms and templates provided in the submission system. Finally, before submitting the application, make sure that both Part A and B, including the annexes, are complete. Please do not forget to follow the correct sequence in Part A to generate the structured proposal reference. So that was all. Thank you very much for listening, and we wish you a successful submission.